I found a hidden folder on my husband's computer, and oh my gosh, it's disgusting. Hey everyone, I've been married since 3 years, and a relationship since over 5. After a long academic journey, we're both at the start of our careers, and being pretty successful doing so. Recently bought our dream house together, and simply enjoying the few years we got left to do whatever we like, since we're planning on having kids in a couple years from now. Our relationship feels, or felt to me, like it's made to last forever. We're sharing the same values, same humor, same goals. Also, we're both old and experienced enough to tell it's not just puppy love, or anything like that. We both share pretty much open phone policy, which just came natural. Sharing pictures, simple grabbing the next device available to look something up, etc. We both own iPhones, and I recently stumbled across the possibility to mask or fade out. Sorry, I don't know the exact terms. Making the pictures appear in a special folder. Mea culpa, mea maxima culpa. That caught my attention concerning his phone. So last Monday, when we went for a swim training, he left his phone at home and I went for it. What I found was beyond every expectation I've had. I thought maybe I would find some random porn or even pictures of his ex or something like that. Well, I found pictures and slow-mo videos he took in the office over a span of a few weeks of his now former secretary. She's 21 years old and pretty attractive, to say the least. Well, he recently got a new job, and the pictures started around the time he knew he would quit his old job. Therefore, probably would not see her again. The pictures mainly focused on her butt, her legs, her heels, her feet. They were also saved profile pictures of her social media. Then there was something else which I still can't or don't want to believe. One series of pictures shows her butt in a tight, dark jeans with some fresh stains. I felt and feel shocked and can't think of anything else since I found that Pandora's box. I did not talk to him about it yet. He's not suspecting anything, even though I could not act around him normal. Him asking what's wrong, I told him I don't feel very well due to my period, which, by the way, is also true. So, please share your opinion about it. How should I approach this? Should I even approach it at all? Is this normal behavior for a man? Has anybody experienced something like this? Thanks everybody for your support. Quick edit before the update. He spoke to me about her regularly when he told me from his day at work. She was his personal secretary. They also talked privately about stuff, but nothing inappropriate. More like small talk or whatever you did over the weekend type stuff. At least he told me so. But he always liked trying to make me a little bit jealous. Seemed to be a turn-on for him. He tried so by telling me innocent things about other girls that were obviously attractive. Like, she has new nails which look way better now, or today she dresses a little bit inappropriate for work. He always did so with a smile. And of course I knew what was going on and what he was up to, and of course, in retrospective, talked to about her in that way. Most of the time, it did not bother me since I was sure it would be something childish he needs for himself. Most of the time, I would not even react. He has no social connection to her anymore. Not in social media, not in real life. The only connection or contact they still have is their phone numbers. She sometimes has to reach out to him to ask for some work-related stuff, since not all of his case projects have been finished when he left the job. Well, he openly tells me about that when there was contact. Seemed normal to me at the time. What I don't know, where he has had his social media pictures from. So I looked it up. They're not connected via Instagram or Facebook, and her profile's set to private. He doesn't use any other social media as far as I know. Some of the pictures were WhatsApp profile pictures, others probably not. That makes me wonder a little bit. Maybe I should try and hold myself back for a few days and see if the folder's updated regularly. What do you guys think? Also, I feel the urge to check on his other devices, but did resist so far. Edit 2 before the update. I'm pretty collect right now, although I think it'll be another sleepless night. I have a plan. I need to find out since so many of you suspect there's more to it. Tomorrow, he'll be at work while I'm working from home. All of his devices, except for his phone, will be there. I'll look at them. I simply have to know. I know this could backfire, but I just have to do it. He lost his right of privacy the moment he took pictures of this young lady. By the way, I met her a few times when I was visiting him at work, and she's a true sweetheart. I'm getting angry writing this at the moment. I'll find out, and we'll save the evidence and confront him. I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. Should I keep on editing this post or start a new one? We'll find out. Edit/update number 1. Good morning, everyone. Right now, I'm sitting in front of his computer, MacBook Pro, which is connected to his phone. He's at work and will return in about 4 hours approximately. I have absolutely no clue how and where to search for evidence. I've always used my Windows my whole life, but I'm going to tell you right now, a MacBook is a whole nother world. I know some of you might not want to be a part of this, but if anyone could provide some help, drop those comments down below. Where to find the photo stream, that would be a lot of help. For anybody wondering how I'm doing, didn't sleep a lot, feeling empty at the moment with my heartbeat going very fast. Of course he noticed, he was caring, he always is, and I tried my best to act like it's all because of my period migraines. Thanks for the support, guys. Here's update number 2. I'm shocked. Calling my sister now, this is too much for me to handle. Sorry for letting you guys wait so long. Now I'm sitting here at my sister's house, spending the first night without him for years. It's about 10 p.m. here in Europe, if you wonder. After one of you guys told me about the photo app on Mac, I opened it. It was a mirror of his phone, and then some. There's a hidden folder with all the spy pictures. Also, there was an album by the name of her initials. It was the single most disgusting thing I've ever seen. He took pictures and videos of himself, literally enjoying himself to her pictures, preparing food in Tupperware, while obviously being in his office bathroom. A few pics later, she was eating her lunch at the office right out of that same Tupperware. Pictures of him licking her coffee or cookies. You can imagine the rest. Besides that, I found dozens of pics and videos of her from social media, which all seem to be screenshots or screen recordings. I don't even know if this is the word. I've absolutely no idea where he got these from, since they're not even connected officially on social media. I already commented that I decided to tell my sister, who came over immediately. I was in total state of shock and showed her everything. She was my rescue. She told me to go grab an external hard drive and took a copy of all that crap while I was packing my bags for the next few nights. We left before he got home. His laptop was still open, with also the album open when we left. About 2 hours later, he tried to call me like 100 times. My sister took the phone once and told him to stop it, in a very explicit manner. He wrote and is writing me messages constantly to come home and talk about everything. We could fix this. He needs my help. Stuff like that. I didn't answer, not even a single word. I don't know, I'm just sitting here crying most of the time and feeling like the biggest idiot of all time for falling for a guy like him. It takes the floor under my feet. It scares me not knowing what comes next, not knowing what to do tomorrow and how to deal with all that. I also think that I should contact her. It's too much. I would appreciate your advice here. He's a lawyer, the city we live in his hometown. His career would be absolutely over, for sure, if this happened to go public. I don't think he could ever recover. And for myself, I would always be his woman. The poor wife. Update number 1, 3 days later. Hello everyone, I want to give you guys an update and ask for the further advice. I decided to talk to him and give him the opportunity to explain this whole thing from his perspective. Not that I had any hope, but a confrontation was unavoidable anyways. So yesterday, on Sunday, we met at our house. It's also my house. I told him my sister knew I was here and she would call me in about an hour to confirm I'm okay. I have to mention, I had no concerns of violence or hurting me or something like that. Anyways, better safe than sorry, you know? When I arrived, he initially was very reserved and observant. I acted calm and distant. We sat down and he said nothing, so I told him not to waste my time and to say what he had to say. He then asked me what I think I found, and I could not help but respond that I found out he was a sexual creep, a criminal, and that I'm reporting him to the police. Well, that probably was a mistake. His mimic changed, and he told me this would be a very bad idea and may result in some serious trouble for me. He claimed he had an affair with his former assistant for quite some time, and this whole little food thing was just a game between them. The bet was he would make her eat his stuff before he left the job. The pictures would be proof, and he already showed all of them to her with the bet. He said it was just kind of a weird kinky game between them. The other pictures of her butt and stuff were also taken consensually. At least she knew about it. So he told me there was nothing illegal going on, and if I would go to the police, this would be a wrong suspicion performed by me. Also, nobody would believe me anyways, because it would clearly be an act of revenge from the betrayed wife. Last but not least, he would know the chief prosecutor personally, which unfortunately is true. So if I went to the police, I would only make a fool of myself and also probably commit a crime while I'm doing it. At that moment, I could not think straight anymore. I reacted emotionally rather than think rationally, and I lost it. I told him to get out of the house. Well, guys, it got ugly. The result was he actually left the house. I have no idea if and when he's coming back. Also felt very uncomfortable in the house the whole time he was gone. So I packed a few more things and went back to my sister's house, where I'm planning on staying for the week. At least, today I called in sick at work. Now, I'm no fool, and of course I see him being a lawyer trying to protect at least his career by claiming it was all consensual. He knows me very well, and he knows our relationship was over the moment I found the pictures. I've also been very strict and consequent in former relationships, and he knows that. On the other hand, his claim, well, it could be true. I think I'll contact a lawyer, and no, not him, as I needed one for divorce anyways. Update number 2, a day later. When she arrived, I could already see by her mimics she had no clue what was going on and why I asked her to meet. This turned out to be true. First thing I asked her was if he contacted her within the last couple of days, and she denied. I had the feeling she was telling the truth. A 22-year-old girl could not have lied to my face this calm and collect, I think. So I told her I found very inappropriate and disturbing photos of her on his phone. I showed her some of the spy pictures on my phone and asked if she knew and noticed about that. She reacted completely irate. The pictures I showed her were normal ones, so nothing about the really gross part just yet. I asked her about their relationship and his behavior towards her. She initially said everything was okay and normal most of the time, as he used to be very polite. But she added that towards the end of his job, he used to approach her very often and talk to her about personal topics such as her relationship status. One time, he made a fictional scenario where he said he would ask her out if he wasn't married. When she replied to him, she would have said no in that scenario because, quote, she would want to separate work from private life. And he acted offended and talked to her into saying yes. I felt ashamed for his behavior and apologized for his behalf. Then I told her there would be something else which I needed to inform her about. I told her about the other pictures involving the food. I didn't plan to show her the pictures, but she really wanted to see them. I showed them to her and she literally threw up. She was in a state of shock, throwing up all over the floor. It broke my heart. So I sat next to her and took her hand. I told her I'm by her side and will support her with whatever she plans on doing. I told her I already left the house and will divorce him. I couldn't help but start crying, seeing what he's done to that lovely girl. I asked her if she wanted me to accompany her on her way home, but she said it was okay. So she left to her car. She'll talk to her family and certainly report him and also file a lawsuit against him. At least, that's what she said. I feel so incredibly sorry for her, it breaks my heart. At the same time, I feel so angry about him and still hope this is just a nightmare I'll wake up from. Hopefully I did the right thing. Update 3 weeks later. One day after I met her, she must have gone to the police and reported him. 2 days later, I received a call from a police officer who asked me to show up at his office and bring the pictures I copied. Of course, I went there and handed them to him. I still own another copy though, obviously. He asked me if I wanted to testify. I think that's the correct wording, but told me I did not have to because he's my husband. I agreed and told him everything I know, how I found out, how I contacted her. Well, the very next day, the police called me again and asked if I was at home. Couple hours later, 4 policemen, my husband and a prosecutor showed up at her house. My husband handed them all electronic devices, hard drives, old phones, USBs, everything. They searched through our house for hidden ones, but as far as I know, did not find any. My husband told me he's currently living in a hotel room, said he'll come back later to get some clothes and other belongings if that is okay. I agreed, but I told him I wouldn't be there. He said we need to talk, but will not pressure me and give me time and space. He said he loves me and the whole thing looks more ugly than it actually is. It just got a little out of hand. To be honest, I would have loved to punch him right in the face and scream at him right then and there, but I couldn't say a single word, which was probably better anyways. On that afternoon, he obviously got some stuff out of the house, and when I came back, his keys would lie on the table next to a printed email from a craftsman who would come a few days later to repair something with the garage. Ever since I'm alone at the house and really nothing's happened, I gotta be honest here, I canceled the appointment I originally had with my own lawyer concerning divorce. It's not that I'm having an illusion everything will be good, I just don't feel ready for it. It's been a little too much for me lately. I'll proceed as soon as I find some energy. Well, that's about it. He did not contact me, nope, not a single word. Even though I'm in constant contact to my sister, I feel pretty lonely and sort of depressed. Also, I'm a little scared and alone at the house. We've had some pretty bad thunderstorms lately, and I don't know, it's just got me in a weird mood. From what I've read in the previous comments, there was a discussion about where I'm from, and it actually put a smile on my face getting so much attention. It's Germany, so one of you guys just won an award for guessing Germany. Final update, 60 days later. Hello everyone, I've received a ton of messages asking for the final update, so here it is. I know a lot of you guys will be disappointed, and that's okay. It was a very tough time. Lots of emotions, fights, tears, sleepless nights, but eventually, he is my husband, and I'm his wife. In the good times and in the bad, we're giving it another chance. Yeah, you heard that correctly, we're giving it another chance. I'll not explain every detail that leads us to this point, but I'll say it was not an easy decision to make. We had very good conversations. He really opened up, took care of my feelings, and really did not pressure me. I know what he did was oh so wrong. Of course he knows that as well. But saying it was all his fault wouldn't be fair. She's not that innocent girl I thought she was. Of course, I blame him for falling for her. I know she made it tough for him, and in the end he's only human. I know the victim blaming is, but that's not the case here. Again, I'll not go into long details, but she knew exactly what she was doing. She knew how he likes women's dresses, shoes, heels, nails, feet. She must have been flirty with him from day one, which is almost 3 years ago. I couldn't even blame a man for getting weak. Certainly not for finding another valve. She's not an angel, she's a demon. Probably most of you guys will now consider me weak, and best case will tell he was gaslighting me. Feel free to do so. It's okay. In the end, it's my life, my marriage, my shoes to fit in. For the criminal proceedings, he's reached a deal and paid a fine. The money will be received by charity. There was no court proceedings. To this point, she did not sue him, which I think speaks itself. Anyways, I still love you guys, and I'm very thankful for all the support I received. Okay, so here's the top 2 comments. She did not feel like she could win a lawsuit against the lawyer who's personal friends with the chief prosecutor, and half the justice system after he only gets a fine for documented, repeated assault on a voyeurism against an employee. And I think that speaks for itself. Yeah, hun, but it's not saying what you think it's saying. And comment 2 replies to that saying, probably threatened the poor girl too, we just don't know about it. Likely much worse than his own wife. I have no sympathy for women who put other women down. In such a vile way, mind you, when they don't deal with the reality of their crappy husbands. She can duck off. So guys, I have to ask you this now. Do you think OP should have got back with her husband or left that creep high and dry? Drop your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Check out my new Instagram channel in the description below. Behind the scenes, green screen pictures, daily 60-second videos, you name it, it's there. Have a wonderful day.